गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः। So we saw yesterday how Ramchandra ji had the darshan of the Maheshwar Pad, which was the Mahakali Roop of Sita ji, taking which she had killed the Sahasramukh Ravan, and he saw the truth of who actually Sita ji is. Because here we are taking him as a human form. He doesn't claim that he is a Bhagwan, just like Krishna. He totally opposite. From beginning he was showing that he is Bhagwan. And therefore only when we take Sita ji and Ramchandra ji together as one, then the Shakti Puja is complete. Only Shakti to the exclusion of the Purusha principle, or only Purusha to the exclusion of the Shakti principle, it is incomplete. You have to, and you are also a mixture of that. This whole creation is a mixture of that, and therefore all our scriptures in our Shastras, scriptures is Shastras, all our scriptures in Shastras कैसे हो सकता है? All our Shastras, उनका, what is their main aim? Their main aim is not just to tell you a story and you enjoy it. Their main aim is that we must come to know the ultimate truth. That is their main aim. And to put that aim, that goal across, that you are what you are seeking. You are that Ekameva Dvitiya. You are that Parama, the Ishwar alone is expressing out of you. That Shakti alone, the infinite Shakti alone is expressing out of you. That the Jeev is one, same as the Ishwar. The reflection, or should I say, the water in the wave and the water in the ocean is exactly the same. Exactly the same way. The Jiva, the consciousness in you and the consciousnness that the truth is, they are one and the same. This is the goal. To put this goal across, to inspire you in that direction, all the Mahabharata is there, the Ramayana is there, the stories of the saint sages are there, the various Puranas are there for that purpose. They are not there ki you get lost only in the stories. So similarly here, they have, our great rishis, they have made these stories so interesting, so fascinating. Like I remember, maybe you also remember, that when we were kids, we were always trying to work out who is the brother of whom in Pandavas and Kauravas, who is the mama, who is the whole relationship. उससे उस young बच्चे को 8-9 years old child, 10 years old child, his neurons start firing because his memory is increasing. So this is all the entire family structure. At that time, to a large extent, we knew how the Pandavas came about, how the Mahabharata began, and बीच में confusion हो जाता तो parents were there to tell us, but वो पूरी sequence, how Shantanu met Satyavati, who was Satyavati, she was a fisherwoman, etc., etc., etc. So, by remembering all this, you not only increase your memory power, but also you somewhere deep inside us, something is shifting. And here, if we understand the birth of Ramchandra ji or Avtaran of Ramchandra ji, or through this story, we will understand the completeness of Ram and Sita, without which it is not possible to know the truth. Because truth is abstract, truth is without form, truth is without qualities. How will you come to know it? We need some support, and here the support has been taken by our saints and sages of the popular events that are happening in the creation, and through that they have brought our attention to that truth. So when you take Srimad Bhagavad, there before the different cantos are there, in that also Ramayana comes, in that also how the creation came, in that also how the gods came, in that also how the Rakshasas came. All that story is to make you understand, not with that Rakshasas and Sur Devatas are there, I must be afraid of Rakshasas and I must not displease the Devatas. No, more important that this is how they came, they are available within your body also. How do you invoke them to reach your maximum potential? That is the whole purpose. So, and Purnata, means to know the truth is to be complete. And we are able to do that through the story of, when we understand the stories with the spiritual bent. And if we take Ramchandra ji and Sita ji as their qualities, their character as a sadhana for ourselves, it will benefit us. अभी एक लड़की थी मेलबर्न में, and she said, Swami ji, she came back after marriage, she went to London, she came back, then now she is living there with her husband. But when she got married, after 1 year, 1 year or 1.5 years, she called and she started crying. I said, what happened? Sri Lankan girl. I said, what happened? And I know her since she was in college. She says, Swamiji, they didn't tell me, and yes, I wanted to go to England to be a permanent resident because she couldn't find anyone here. But I was tricked into marrying a person who is schizophrenic. He's on medication, but he's schizophrenic. अभी मैं मेलबर्न से मैं क्या करूं? So eventually after 3 years she came back, and she was a bit, what should I do? Should I leave him? So we went for a walk in the Gels Park. I got, get me a coffee and we'll talk. And I talked. I gave her 2 options. Easy option is, I didn't say easy or difficult, I just gave her 2 options. I said, okay, this has happened. You also had a desire to go to England. You also had a desire to get permanent residence. You didn't want to go back into a no man land because she was countryless. And so there was a desire. Now life has brought you this situation that you have a husband who needs care. He can't work. He's a pharmacist, but he's unable to go and hold a job. So she's working, and his parents were a bit troublesome, but they got a lot of money. So only one son. So I said, either first option is you can leave him and live your own life. Now you got a job, you got a permanent residence, you got very soon you will get your a British passport also. So you can leave him. Second option is that like our Anusuya, like Sita ji, like Mandodari, you can take it as a sadhana and serve him. You can serve him and grow. Luckily, she chose the second one. And till today, she's with him. I'm very happy. Now everything is fine. He is also under control. They go to India regularly, and so ये कैसे that time when I was talking to her, what example came? Example didn't come about her father or mother or some character that she knows. And what was the character? Sita ji, Mandodari. See? So these become pointers to bring out a greater quality out of us. So same way, when we are thinking of Ramchandraji and Sitaji and their qualities, we must try to inculcate them within our life. How Sitaji behaves with her husband, how Ramchandraji respects her, his wife, we should also do that. नहीं तो उसका कोई end नहीं है. And in this way, once we start inculcating, if you must know what you think is what you become. That is the rule. So if your mind is attached to the character of Sri Ram or the character of Sita ji, slowly to the exclusion of everything. The verse says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhi yuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. So here we are not talking about yogakshema, we are talking about Ananyas chintayanto mam. Exclusively thinking about Ramchandraji or Sitaji, exclusive means no other thought except Ramchandraji or Sitaji, their qualities will start expressing through you automatically. Whatever you think of in life, you start attracting. Your mind starts getting pervaded by that thought. So if you say that it is cold, you are going to feel cold. Today, this morning's example, the hot water heater is very small, so only आधा bucket आता है और फिर it's over. So I took shower and he had to take shower. I said, wait for 5 minutes, it will heat up. But he waited 5 minutes, went in, only lukewarm water towards the cold side came. And from yesterday he's saying, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, I have to take care, I have to take care. But when he went in and came out, I said, it was not cold. He said, no, only the first moment is cold, after that it's fine. So he didn't allow that cold to trouble him, disturb him, So same way, when we are going up, if you have some symptoms, if you keep thinking about it, it will come to disturb you. If you think something positive, everything is fine. Everything will be fine. So if our mind is only on Ramchandraji or Sitaji, then automatically those qualities start expressing through us without our knowledge. People start speaking about it. So, according to the Srimad Bhagavad, Sri Ramchandraji's birth was not a physical birth through the womb of Mother Kaushalya. Just like Krishna's birth was through whom? Devaki and Vasudeva. There, what did we see? If you have studied Bhagavad, there, what is Vasudeva? Because we are making it spiritual. It should be a sadhana. Who is Vasudeva and who is Devaki? Devaki is pure mind, full of faith and devotion, and Vasudeva is pure intellect. When pure intellect and pure mind come together, then the Lord expresses or reveals himself. Same way here, Kaushalya and Dasharath. Dasharath is the mind, opposite here. Dasharath is the mind because he is Dasharath. He is riding the 10 senses. So the mind, but it is pure. That's why he is able to help the gods in the wars against Asuras, etc. And Kaushalya is the pure intellect. In Krishna Janma, Vasudevji was the pure intellect. Here, Kaushalya is the pure intellect. And when, again here, the pure intellect and the pure mind come together, the Lord reveals, and here he has revealed himself as the Sri Ram. It's exactly the same way. When your mind, our game should be, our sadhana should be, we continuously purify our mind through Ram Nam, and our intellect we purify by not having doubts in the mind about anything. Trust that the whole creation is perfect. Trust that the Lord is taking care of us. Trust everything is happening the way it is supposed to happen. Trust only in taking His name and fulfilling your life. And slowly, the doubts from the intellect completely vanish. And when our mind, because see, technically, if I'm explaining to you, mind is one. It's not mind is separate to intellect, is separate to memories or thoughts or desires. They are all thoughts, isn't it? So, what is mind's job? To think thoughts, isn't it? So, that thought which is fickle, which keeps changing from seeing to hearing to changing, that is Dasharat Maharaj, but he has it under control. So, that thought which is emotional, that's why he died out of emotion, out of attachment to Ramchandraji. So, that thought which is emotional in nature is mind. That thought which is conclusive in nature, decision, and is having faith, that is intellect. That thought which is remembering something from the past, that is called memory. And the one who owns all these three is called Ahankar, the I. So all these four are nothing but mind, but each has a functional difference, each thought. So mind is one. So what are we doing? We are reorganizing our emotions and not getting affected by them. We are making sure that we have such type of decisions and that they are positive, that we do not get doubts in our mind. We try to reduce thinking about our memory, because memory corrupts the mind by taking you back. Then you want to keep experiencing what you experienced in the past, and that is not conducive to your spiritual growth. It's like a roadblock. You're again and again going back into the past and wanting to relive that moment, and that is not possible because life is continuously moving forward. You cannot go back in time. Only in mind you can go back in time, but it is not healthy. And this way, when everything is purified, the I who was owning all the three, Mana, Buddhi and Chitta, its food is what? The thoughts of the memory, thoughts of the intellect, thoughts of the mind. But now everything is getting purified, so the I also starts becoming weaker and weaker, where I completely dissolves. This is what we do by taking Ram Nam. We have replaced all the thoughts of memory, intellect and mind by Ram Nam. And now the I has only one, because I like variety, I am getting only one Ram. उसमें भाव ऐड कर दो तो I also dissolves and Ram Nam also dissolves. And what is left behind is what reveals at that moment is Ramchandraji as he is. That is the ultimate truth. Ramchandraji or Sitaji, wherever your attention is. He descends into your mind. Your mind is taken over by that infinite principle. And in this way, such people in whom this has happened, they are called saints and sages. And even in Grahasthas, I know many people who have had some darshan, some glimpse. But then that is not enough. You have to completely dissolve. Then Sant is born. And no Sant will say that I am a Santa. People declare. And when that happens, the commentators or they explain this descending of or the revelation of Sri Ram and Sita as in various words. They are the Puranas, they are the Mahabharata, that is the Ramayana, and they explain again. If you go, I'm not going to go into that detail, but they again explain that Ramchandraji from the Adi Bhautik standpoint. Matter of fact, this is the worldly standpoint. Who is this Ramchandra ji? He is the source of the whole thing. Who Ramchandra ji from the point of the Adi Daivik standpoint. That Adi Bhautik, those things which are in our control. Adi Daivik, those forces that are not in our control. And Adhyatmik, that those forces, positive or negative, which come from within. And he is the source of all the three, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik and Adhyatmik. And these are the challenges that we have in our life every day, isn't it? These are the three places where we are getting challenges. How everything is nothing but a play of Sri Ram and Sita. This, the Kathakars, the Purankars, they have explained to us through the various stories. But we get lost. Shanidev, please help me. I'll put more oil on you. So understand that is not it. It is necessary at the Adi Bhautik. As long as you are thinking of yourself as a body, then that is important. When you are thinking of, when your attention is on purification of the mind, then Adi Bhautik, the obsession with the Adi Bhautik becomes less. And we are always a mixture of three. Sometimes we are at the body level, sometimes we are at the mind level, sometimes we are at the self level, we are at peace with ourselves. So these challenges come. Sri Shankaracharya, he has talked about Sri Ramchandra ji as Tirtva moharnavam hatva काम क्रोधा विराक्षसम शांति सीता समायुक्तः आत्मा रामो विराजते. That he is the one who removes the moha, destruction of moha, delusion. And what is the expression of delusion? Kama Krodhadi Rakshasam. These are the 7 Shad Ripus, you can say, or you can call them. All the Rakshasas in our Puranas are nothing but expressions of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. That is what it is. And yes, Moha, delusion, leads to illusion. Illusion expresses as Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada. So he is able to Shanti Sita Samayukta, and along with after having killed all the Rakshasas, the Shanti Sita Samayukta, and both along with Sita he is at peace. And where he is at peace? Atma Ramo Virajate. He is at peace within ourselves, in our heart. So who are these Rakshasas? Rakshasas are all in our mind only. Kama Krodha is not outside, it is in our mind. So how do you remove it? Chant Ram Nam, simple as that. But commit karna padta hai. In this way, and this was known. See, here it says Ramanujacharya. You know Ramanujacharya, who propounder of Vashishta Advaita, and he went to his guru and he heard Ramayana from him. Heard, not read, not watched on TV. Heard. How many times? 18 times. And every time he heard, he found a different meaning of the Ramayana from what the teacher was telling. Story is the same, but what we are getting as child, what we were when we were reading Amar Chitra Katha, what meaning we were getting. When we became teenagers, what meaning we were getting out of the same story. When I first listened to Aranya Kand from the mouth of one Mahatma, I was crying for 6 days in the hall. Then when I went to the ashram, I studied Ramayana under a teacher. Again, a different meaning. When I taken Ramayana at your temple or in other places, different meaning. Now this time we are taking Adbhut Ramayan, totally different way of approach is there. So this way, there every time you, same thing is with Gita also, same thing is with Upanishads also. Every time you approach it, something has shifted inside you. You have become purified, whether you know it or you don't know it. And your understanding will be deeper and deeper every time you interact with the Ramayana and or do the Shravan of the Ramayana. And therefore, don't consider Sita ji as separate to Ramchandra ji. They are abhinna, they are inseparable. And Valmiki ji says in his commentary that Brahma ji has introduced Ramchandra ji and Sita ji from essence point of view in this manner. Nanaya rahito Rama kinchit kartum apikshamaha iti bodhayitum so Sita chakara tada nindita. That na anaya rahito Rama, Ram cannot be without Sita ji cannot be without Ram. Kinchit kartum apikshamaha. Not even for a iota of a moment they can be separate from each other. Can your mind be separate from the consciousness for even one moment?
No.
No. Can the consciousness be separate from the mind for one moment? No. They're at a relative level. They cannot be separate. Kinchit kartum apikshamaha iti bodhayitum Sita chakra. Having come to know this, iti bodhayitum Sita chakara tada nindita. And Sita chakara. And similarly, okay, the other way, and also Sita also cannot be without the Ramchandra ji. And therefore, to take sides of only Ram or only Sita, sometimes people Ram के भक्त हो जाते हैं और सीता को साइड पे रख देते हैं. See, that she is not unimportant. No. If you want realization, you want to merge into the Ram, you need the help of Sita. Pradhana Purusheshana Mahapurusha Sakshini Sada Shiva Viyan Murti Deva Murtira Murtika. This is the last verse here today. For Pradhana Purusheshana Mahapurusha Sakshini. Who is the Pradhana Purush? Ishwar is the Pradhana Purush, or the truth is the Pradhana Purush. And at the relative level, Ishwar is the Pradhana Purush, Uttama Purush. If you chant you all know the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is the Uttama Purush, Purushottama. Purushottama is Uttama Purush. Uttama Purush in Sanskrit means the first person. First person, I. But this I is limited only to this body. Who is Uttam Purush? That I which is inclusive of everything and exclusive of nothing. That is Ishvara. So, Pradhana, that is the Pradhana Purusha. Ishana, he is the Ishvara. Mahapurusha Sakshini, and Sita ji is the Sakshi of that of that Purusha. Sada Shiva Viyan Murti, and Shivji is ever contemplating on on that Pradhana Purusha as Sri Ram, and Viyan Murti, Deva Murti, Amurtika. So they Murti matlab kya? Form. So when they say Viyan Murti, Deva Murti, Amurtika, so he is all the forms and yet having no form. This is what it means. And this thought also comes in our 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Maya tatamidam sarvam Huh?
Something kitchen.
Nahi, Maya tatamidam sarvam avyakta murtina something. So Bhagwan says there that everything is in me, I am in everything. Then second verse he says that I am not in anything and nothing is in me. Then fourth line he says that even though nothing is in me, I am not in everything, but I support everything, but I am independent of everything. It's all contradictions. If you understand, that thought is also Vyan Murti, Deva Murti, Amurtika. So Amurtika, no form.
No form.
Deva Murti, the total forms. Vyan Murti, the individual forms. In this way, we have seen the greatness of Sita ji, Ramchandra ji, and a bit of the background of it. And I already started the talk with the greatness of Sita. Now we'll enter, not today, next class, we'll enter into the, is it? We'll enter into the, through each story of Ramayana. They're just gone through stories way, and the first story that comes, I'll just tell you. कहाँ गया 10th हाँ the boon given by the Lord Narayana to the King Ambarish. This is the story that we'll see in our next class, and through that we will see how Ram and Sita ji are playing the game and how we must apply it on ourselves for our adhyatmic growth. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Sit quietly for a moment.